Hi, students. Welcome to Cerebral Knowledge Foundation. Today is mathematics class, and our topic today is fractions. But before we begin our class, just a reminder to like, subscribe, click the notification icon so you'll know once new videos are posted. Let's begin our class. What is a fraction? Let's take a look. So a fraction represents a part of one whole, a set, model, or group of things. A fraction can be simplified by dividing the numerator and denominator to its reducing form. Do you know of examples of fractions? Let's look at a few examples of a part of a fraction. For the first example, we have half. And as you can see, it is two parts and one section is shaded. The second is a quarter, four parts, and the blue section represents the numerator, which is at the top. And that is a shaded region. We have 1/3, three parts, one part is shaded. 2/3, we have three parts as well, but two parts is shaded. Another example is 1/10, 10 parts, one shaded region, nine unshaded. We have 1/5, one shaded region, four unshaded, and it is in five parts. Another example is 3/5, five parts, three shaded region, as represented by the purple section. 1/8, eight parts, one shaded region. We also have 3/4, four parts, and we have three shaded region represented by the purple section. And also 5/8, eight parts, five shaded region, two unshaded. Let's identify the numerator or denominator in a fraction. Let's take a pizza and cut it into 8 pieces. Each pizza slice is a fraction of the whole pizza. Each piece is represented by the symbol 5/8 as used in this example. So we have 5/8 as a fraction. The number 5 at the top represent the numerator number of pieces we have. So the top number is the numerator. This number shows how many pieces we have of the whole pizza. Here we have 5 parts, parts of the whole in the fraction. The line represents the fraction bar or vinculum, vinculum. It represents the division. The line is referred to as division or fraction bar. This means out of 5/8. It means 5 parts out of 8. The bottom number, which is number 8, represents the denominator, how many equal pieces are total parts of a whole. The denominator represented by the bottom number, this number shows how many pieces there are of the whole pizza. The whole is split into 8 pieces. Let's order fractions. So we'll order fraction into ascending and descending order. Let's begin with ascending order. Do you know what is ascending order? Let's take a look. So ordering a set of fractions from smallest to largest value means to go up. Let's look at examples with fractions with the same denominator. And remember, the denominator is the number at the bottom. So we can have a better understanding of how to order fractions into ascending order. Let's take a look at the first example. So fractions with the same denominator. For this example, we have 4 over 5, 3 over 5, 2 over 5, 5 over 5, and 1 over 5. Fractions with the same denominator, it is easier to place those fractions into ascending or descending order. For this example, we have the answer is 1 over 5, 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 4 over 5, and 5 over 5. So ascending order, we place these fractions from smallest to largest. And for the example 5 over 5, that can be reduced because 5 can go into itself one time, and that can be equal to 1. Let's take a look at another example with different denominator. So for this example, we have 3 over 8, a half, quarter, and 3/4. Let's start with finding a common denominator for all the fractions. So we will find a LCM. So we will rename the fractions with 8 at the bottom. All right, let's begin. So the first example, we have 3 over 8. So 8 into itself goes one time, and we will multiply 1 by 3, which is the numerator at the top, and we will still have 3. The second one is a half. We will place 2, which is the denominator, into 8, and 2 into 8 goes 4 times. We will use the number 4 and multiply it by 1 at the top, and we will get 4 times 1 is 4. So the second one is 4/8. The third one is a quarter. We will place 4 into 8, which goes 2 times, and the 2 will multiply it by the number at the top, which is 2 times 1 equal 2. Then we will have 2/8. The fourth example is 3/4. 4 into 8, 2 times. 2 times 3 equals 6. So for that one, we will have 6 over 8. Let's place these into ascending order. And remember, ascending order is from the smallest to the largest value. So the answer for this will be a quarter, half, 5/8, and 3/4, based on how we find the common denominator and work it out. That is the answer for this example. Let's take a look at descending fraction. So descending fractions. Fractions arrange from largest to smallest. This means you must write the largest fraction first and then the smallest. To have a better understanding of descending fractions, we can take a look at a few examples. The first example we will take a look at is fractions with the same denominator. And as I mentioned before, it is easier to arrange fractions with same denominator because we will identify if it is based on descending or ascending order, and we'll arrange the numerator, which is at the top, into ascending or descending order. In this case, this is an example of descending order. So this is from the largest to the smallest. So we have 8 over 9, 3 over 9, 1 over 9, 9 over 9, 7 over 9. So we'll arrange this from the largest to the smallest. So the answer will be 9 over 9, 8 over 9, 7 over 9, 3 over 9, and 1 over 9. And remember, 9 over 9 can 9 can go into itself one time. So that can be reduced into its lowest form and it can be equal to 1. Let's take a look at another example so we can have a better understanding of ordering fractions into a descending order. For this example, we'll look at fractions with different denominators. So for this example, we have 3 quarter, 5 over 6, 7 over 12, 2 over 3, and a quarter. Remember, guys, once we have a set of fractions that we want to group into descending or ascending order and it has a different denominator, we need to find the lowest common multiple. So we need to find a fraction, a denominator that is common for all fractions. So for this example, 12 is the lowest common multiple because all the denominators can go into 12 without leaving a remainder. So 12 is the common denominator. So the first step is to rename the fractions with 12 as a denominator. And remember, a denominator is the number at the bottom. Let's rename the fractions. So we have the denominator at the bottom. Okay, let's begin. So for the first example, we have 3 quarter. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. And 3, we will multiply 3 by the numerator, which is the number at the top. So that is 3 multiplied by 3, and that gives us 9. So the new fraction will be 9 over 12. The second example, we have 5, 6. 6 into 12 goes 2 times. 2 multiplied by 10, which is the number at the top, numerator, and we will get 10. So the new fraction will be 10 over 12. The third example is 7 over 12. 12 into itself goes 1 time. 1 multiplied by 7 equal to 7. So the fraction remains the same, so it will still be 7 over 12. The fourth example, 2 over 3, we place 3 into 12, and that goes 4 times. And we multiply 4 by the numerator at the top, which is 2. 4 times 2 gives us 8. So it will be 8 over 12. The last fraction we have displayed, we have a quarter. We place 4, which is a denominator, into 12, and it goes 3 times. We multiply 3 by 1, and we get 3 over 12. Remember, we are placing these fractions into descending order. Descending order is from the largest to the smallest. Let's arrange. So for this example, the largest fraction will be 10 over 12, which will be So for this example, the answer is 5 over 6, 3 over 4, 2 over 3, 7 over 12, and a quarter. Hope you have a better understanding of ordering fractions into ascending and descending order. Let's take a look at another topic. Let's take a look at mixed fraction. What is a mixed fraction? This fraction combines a whole number and a proper fraction. As you can see, we have 3 and 1 over 9. 3 is a whole number and 1 over 9 is the proper fraction. Mixed fraction can represent numbers that fall between any two whole numbers. And an improper fraction is another type of fraction that can change to a mixed fraction as well. How to find mixed fractions? Change improper fractions to mixed fractions. Let's look at a few examples. And improper fractions, we know that the numerator is greater than the denominator. So improper fraction is top heavy because the numerator, which is the number at the top, is bigger than the number at the bottom, which is the denominator. And we can take a look at this example. For this improper fraction, we have 11 over 2. And we want to change it to a mixed fraction. So what we'll do, remember the line represents division. So what we'll do is to divide 2 into 11. So 2 into 11 goes how many times? It goes 5 times. And that's 5 times 2 equal 10. And as such, we will have a remainder 1. And remember, 2 will still remain at the bottom. So the remainder is placed at the top of the original denominator to get a proper fraction. So the mixed fraction will now be 5.5. Let's take a look at another example. We have 9 over 4, which is an improper fraction. How do we get 2.5 as a mixed fraction? What we'll do is 4 into 9 goes 2 times. So 9 divided by 4 equal 2. And the remainder is 1. So the remainder is placed over the original denominator. So we have 2.5. What is equivalent fractions? So equivalent fractions, these fractions have different numerators and denominators that represent the same value or proportion of the whole. Fractions have similar value but are named differently. Let's take a look at a few examples. So we have half. It is the same as 2 over 4, 4 over 8, 5 over 10. Why is it the same? Because the 2 over 4, 4 over 8, and 5 over 10 can be reduced. And once it is reduced, then we will have half. So it is an equivalent fraction. Let's take a look at another example. So 1 or old is also 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 5 over 5, and 6 over 6. Why is it the same? Because these fractions can be reduced, and once it is reduced, it can be equal to 1 or a whole. Let's look at a fraction chart to show equivalent fractions. So for this fraction chart, we have 1 at the top, then we have half in the orange section. The third section, we have 1/3, then we have a quarter, 1/5, 1/6, and 1/8. So 2 halves make a whole, 4 fourths also make a whole. 4 is equal to 1 whole, and a quarter is the same as 2/8. They are equivalent fractions. Let's move on to whole fractions. A fraction where the top and bottom numbers are the same. The fraction will equal to 1. This is because the fraction represents every part of the whole. An example of this is 6 over 6 is also equal to 1, which is a whole because 6 can go into itself one time. And once we reduce this fraction, we will get 1. Another example is 4, 4. Once it is reduced, we will get 1 because 4 can go into itself one time. What is proper fraction? This is a fraction that has no whole number. The numerator is smaller than its denominator. Proper fractions are less than one whole. For the example for this, we have half. We also have a quarter, 3/8, 4 over 10. And as you can see, the denominator is bigger than the numerator. And remember, the denominator is the number at the bottom. Let's take a closer look at improper fraction. We did mention improper fraction earlier in our class, but let's take a look at this. It is a fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. This fraction is more than a whole. So the denominator is less than the numerator. For example, 5 over 2. Remember, denominator is at the bottom. And 2 is smaller than 5. We have 7 over 3 and 11 over 6. So as was mentioned at the beginning of class, improper fractions can be changed into mixed fractions. Before we end our class today, I'll provide you with homework so you can practice these and you can also comment the answers at the bottom so I can further assist you. For the first homework, we'll arrange the fractions into ascending order. And remember, ascending order, smallest to the largest value. So for this example, we have 9 over 15, 2 over 3, 3 over 5, and 7 over 10. So arrange the fractions into ascending order. Convert improper fractions to mixed numbers. So we have 6 over 12, 2, 8 over 3, 12 over 5, and 9 over 4. So that's 6 over 2, 8 over 3, 12 over 5, and 9 over 4. Change mixed fractions to improper fractions. We have 4.5, 5, 3 over 7, 7, 2 over 3. Write a numerator for each of the following to make a proper fraction. So we have 6 as the denominator for the first one. We have 7, 2, and 10. So we need numerator. Remember, the numerator is the number at the top. And remember, we are making proper fractions. So therefore, the numerator should be smaller than the denominator. Write a denominator to make a proper fraction. So we have 25 as the first numerator, 12, 5, and 9. So we need to make denominator at the bottom. Select the improper fractions from the set. So we have to identify the improper fractions from this example. Remember, guys, place the answers to these questions into the comment section so I can further assist with the answers and I can guide you on how to approach these examples. Remember to like, subscribe, click the notification icon, and thanks for joining class today. See you soon.